In progress. Pause it. What up, y'all? It's DJ Drewski. This is the New Movement Live. We're doing it a little different today. We are doing it on Zoom because our guy, Moe D, aka Moe D Music. You know, Moe D, right now, where you at? You said you in Massachusetts, right?
Yeah, Western Massachusetts.
Western Mass, which is probably, what, 4 hours from where we're at?
Something like that. Yep. You were trying to get me out there like on a weekday and shit. It's even harder.
Yeah. It would have been better if it was live, but we made it work.
I wish, but either way, make it work. And the next time I'm in the area, I'm gonna holler at y'all and see what we can cook up. At least do something.
Yeah. At first, I said, "Damn, I wish you was, here in the studio." But then I realized Moe D is working like crazy. Clearly, let's break down what you have going on, because you have a Spanish project out right now. You're about to drop a project, and you just dropped one. So, let the people know what's really happening when it comes to the music right now.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate that, Drewski, and shout out to Scotty as well. Yeah, man, like I said, I've been making music for a long time, but we get to that. So this year, particularly 2021, I just released an album called Forever Royalty a few months ago in March 2021. I released Forever Royalty. Got about 8 joints on that. Got about 4 or 5 music videos for that project. Just released July 30th, Spanish album, which is my first official Spanish album, because I was like, you know what? Right. Obviously, I come from a Puerto Rican descent, so I'm like, I'm going to show love to my island, Puerto Rico, and I'm going to just drop it. You know what I'm saying? I've stood in my lane for a long time. I was like, you know what? Got to make it happen. Drop the Spanish album. And coming next month, we got another English project, which I'm calling it right now. It's an instant classic. That's Legendary Legacy coming for you in September.
So you just dropping projects after projects at this point.
I mean, I'm just trying to look back to 2021 and be like, nobody outworked me, basically.
How often do you feel like you're in the studio cooking up?
I mean, since I released Evolution in 2020, I've been in the studio like non-stop. Like, this is part of my regular. Like, it's always been a part of my regular. If you go back to my history, like, I started in 99, my first verse, and then in 2007, my first project. And then since 11, I started purchasing my own beats, dropping mixtapes every single year. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, all the way up till 17, dropped my first official album, which I started making my own beats. So you see what I'm saying? So like, I was trying to level up again. Let me do a whole project with my own beats, my own production, engineering, 100% me. So I did that 17 when I dropped Vision. And then 2020 came and I just started, I was like, pandemic hit, dropped Evolution, perfect timing, right? So we got to evolve as a species, and we can get even deeper with that. But I was like, let's get it. I'm hungry right now. If we pass tomorrow and God forbid anything happens to us, like, I want to be like, yo, we did everything we could. We put all the energy out. We put all the material out. We put visuals out. All my goals, I accomplished them. I did them. So that's my mentality right now. So since 2020 started, I've just been absolutely nonstop. And after this project in September, I even got in the works, like in my mind already mentally processing 3 more projects.
He's ready for 2022.
I'm already in 2022, basically.
But I'm glad you gave the rundown of like when you started, because in one of the new records that's unreleased, it's called Now. You said, I'm not a new artist. I've been around. Right? So, but you were speaking about Evolution. That's the name of the project. But do you feel like from when you started, in 99 to now, as an artist, as far as sound goes, as far as your music goes, do you go back and listen and see the own evolution in your music?
Yeah, that's a great question. So honestly, I do that. Sometimes I have like flashback, Thursdays, throwback Thursdays or whatever, where, I might have a bottle or whatever. I take some sips and then I listen to the projects early on. And when I really look at myself now and compare myself to before, I could really see the progress, because one of my main things is I never wanted to skip a step. Like, I always wanted to go step by step by step. And that's why I feel like my journey has been much longer. I'm ready to go all in now, but I've been just taking steps.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of artists, especially today, they try to skip every step they can skip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then they wonder why later on down the road, it's like, damn, why shit not working out? It's like, well, you just skipped 10 steps to get to where you're at. Yes,
exactly.
You feel like you made it to a point where you're successful, but you don't have that experience an artist like Moe D has. That, it's been a while since you've been putting in work and even growing with the times. And like even the records you played, right? I can hear like I said, okay, there's some conscious rap records that you're putting out, but you even said yourself, yo, I figured out how to keep it real to myself, but still make music that you felt is more, people would consider commercial, right? But was that a challenge for you to do, being a rapper to say, I gotta commercial it up a little bit?
I mean, a little bit, because I always wanted to stay true to my roots, right? Like I've been like a conscious rapper. I'm all about lyrics. Like everything I've ever said or anything, it's been 100% me. No, forget about this ghostwriting bullshit. Right. I'm talking about like 100%. So going back to the whole point of like not skipping steps, like Nas says, that's a beautiful part of the process, right? Because what you're doing, going step by step, is you're molding yourself. Like you're putting your roots much deeper than putting a bunch of clout around you. Oh, I got a hot single. Let me do this. Let me do that. And then you just look good for a minute. Right. So to get back to the point where you were saying about the whole transitioning a little bit more into the commercial, that's where when 2021 started and I released Forever Royalty, I was like, you know what? Let me start working on the Spanish album. Let me start working on more commercial shit, because I've already done so much where you can't say, oh shit, now he's being this, he's being that. Like I've already given you all that. Right. Like I've already lived that for so many years that now I'm trying to show you another part of me. So that's one thing that I've always done. I always stood in my lane, always stood this, but I was like, you know what? 2021, let's tear the roof off. And everything that's whatever sounds hot, whatever's dope, no matter what it is, whether it's Spanish, trap, reggaeton, R&B, hip hop, street, club, like I want to just be able to show the versatility in what I do.
Right. Now,
how did you come up with the pardon me, Drewski? How'd you come up with doing the song Evolution?
Evolution. So it was funny, man, because I actually started working on that right before the pandemic hit. So for the fact that I was already working, like I started working on that album and then the pandemic hit, it just made so much sense to like complete the album. So, and then I dropped the album right away. But just to get to it, when 2020 started, I upgraded my studio again. So there was different times I upgraded. So in 2020, I upgraded again. I was like, you know what? So now I feel not only did I upgrade my studio, but I feel like I updated my mentality, because I started thinking more like, you know what? Tomorrow's not promised. So with everything going on, we got to evolve like as a species, as a human. We got to be more united, more loving, more respectful. You know what I'm saying? Like all these things, we got to do more normal now and be much different than what we were before. Because doing the same shit ain't going to take us nowhere.
Get you nowhere.
Right. So my whole thing, like when 2020 started, I was like, it's time to take this shit to another level, not only musically, but mentally, right? It's all about the mentality. Rest in peace, Nip, Kobe, Mamba mentality, the marathon. Those are the type of shit that I live by, you know what I'm saying? And I've always been like that even before I got introduced to those mentalities. But that's something that I can relate to.
I think a lot of people, even going through the pandemic, right, had that same state of mind. Like, yo, I got to change the way I'm moving or the way I'm living and, really evolve as just, like you said, as a human, like as a species. We all, I think, got hit with that. But
people was going through that.
Yeah, but what I was trying to get to, because now we going deep, but as an artist, as a rapper, right? When you watched verses, right? We're gonna jump into the verses, the Locks versus Dipset.
Word.
I know artists like yourself got a little more, I don't want to say excited, but like motivated and saying, yo, you see what real rap does. You see how, how it sounds years later, but it's trendy right now, right? So shout out to the Locks and Jadakiss who was talking to shit. Even
shout
when
out
to like, yo, when you rapping, why are you rapping over your lyrics, over your vocals, like a lot of stuff like that. But you being an artist, I don't know if I'm hoping you watched it, but from what you've seen, what was your thought, when you watch real rappers doing a thing like that?
Yeah, I've seen most of it. I didn't see like the live when it was going on, but I've seen so many like clips and the full versions of it from cell phones and shit like that. But it's just amazing how far hip hop goes, right? Because like I said, I started this shit so early, so I've seen when Jada was the prime dude in the industry at that time. You know what I'm saying? When he was doing his thing even more. Obviously, these are more like tributes, right? The same thing. Like I had my time frame. I had a time frame specifically where I was on the Locks. You know what I'm saying, on Jada, and then I was like a time frame where I was on not too much on Dipset. With all due respect, but I was a lot on Joel Santana. Yeah. Like when Joel was on his shit, like that was also lit. But yeah, shout out to them because it just shows how far rap and hip hop can take you. And then I love that people are showing their respects now. Like a lot of times people wait till it's too late. oh shit, they gone, oh this and that, you know what I'm saying? But for the fact that we're doing the verses to tribute what they've done in their career now in a time like today, it's a beautiful thing, man. Shout out hip hop and everybody, man. Rest in peace, DMX, all the hip hop legends, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
That's a fact. Now, I always like to pick the brains of like real artists, like yourself. You know what I'm saying? That actually rap, because I know it makes those type of artists a little more excited about what they have going on too. It's like, okay, now people, you know, people that weren't paying attention to bars are now paying more attention because they seen it on a certain platform. But you know, you were speaking about, yo, I used to listen to the Locks. You said you started what, in 97, 98 when you first started making music?
Well, 99, I dropped my first verse. I started spitting, I started like, you know, cutting out magazine covers because my dad used to work at a magazine company and books. So he used to bring me the magazines and the Source and all that type of shit, the Hype. I forget all the names, but I used to have all those magazines before they would even drop in stores. So I would cut out all the shit, all the hip hop. I had a whole wall of females, hip hop. I mean, my shit was lit. My whole wall.
He basically gave you the blueprint.
Yo, like it's crazy. I used to take out like the CDs that used to come out in the magazines too. Like all these underground rappers. One of them I can remember off the top is like Consequence.
Right.
Like all these dudes, man. I mean, I'm probably going a little astray, but I mean, it's just amazing. Like the journey and there's so many details.
Because that was where I was going. Like in 99, you started making music, but before that, who really influenced you? What was you listening to in the house? Like, was your parents playing, you know, Latin music to now, you know, when you put out an album today, a whole Latin album is there influence from when you was a kid, you know, just being in the house, being around the family? Like, who was you listening to, you know, back then?
Oh, it was amazing, bro. So when I turned 8, I got my karaoke. And around that time frame, we moved into a house because we were going from building to building before that, you know, like the hood to the next hood, building to building. Then when we got into our own little house, it was like, okay, we had the big speakers, we could make noise. So we were listening to everything. And that's what I was trying to get to. Like, we would throw house parties. And we would have Latin, hip hop, rap, bachata. I mean, I'm talking about such a wide spectrum of music that all those years when I was just doing it. Yeah, I was just internalizing all this music. And we had so many visitors coming over and appreciating the music with us. So like, that was huge. You know what I'm saying? We would just throw house parties, just listening parties of just a little bit of everything. I never limited myself to what I would listen to. So I was just like a sponge and I took all that in. So I feel like I'm trying to translate all that, the versatility and what I've intaken, you know what I'm saying? What I've had the pleasure to listen to and sink in. And yeah, like I said, the whole point is that I've just listened to so much. And then growing now, like on Sundays, I love listening to like even acoustic type shit. Just different artists. It don't matter who it is. If it's hot, like Nas said in one of his early rare interviews, you YouTube that shit. It's like, if it's hot, like, oh, would you ever collab with this person? And he's like, if it's hot, it's hot, and I'll do it. Because you know what I'm saying? So I never limited myself when it comes to music.
If Moe D had to pick only 3 artists to work with, to collab with, you know, whatever, if it's features for the next project, who's your top 3 artists that you feel like I would love to work with today?
Damn. Wow. 3 is tough. I mean, 5 maybe, whatever, but 3.
All right, give us 5. You want 5? Take 5.
I'm gonna give you at least 3, but basically I would say, because you know, I would always love to collaborate with rappers and shit like that, but I feel like I've already I can put that element in myself. Right. So I always thought about people like Lauryn Hill. Like, I would love to collaborate with Lauryn Hill. I would love to collaborate with like an Alicia Keys. That'd be a blessing. I would love to collaborate with like John Legend.
That's the crucial right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I could put my elements and then push it like that, like, you know, for example, like what Jay did in Reasonable Doubt with Mary J, and putting those singing elements into what he's already incorporating, you know. And if I had to put like some rappers in there, you know, I would love to work with dudes like Nas. That King's Disease 2 is on fire right now. Right. I've been on that crazy. So King's Disease 2 is instant classic. So Nas, you know what I'm saying? Growing up, I listened to a lot of Jay. Like, me and my cousin, every single time Jay dropped an album, we was on it. And then we were listening to it, cruise around, smoke this, drink that. You know what I'm saying? Talk about it.
Vibe. A part of your life had, you know, every
it was
Jay
a part. Yeah. Literally a part of my life. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
Well, speaking of your life, I also heard there might be a book in the works. Is there a book coming? You working?
Yeah.
Like, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I got a book I'm working on right now. And basically what I'm trying to do is release Legendary Legacy next month, which is the album. And then as soon as I release that, I'm probably gonna take like a little hiatus off of the music. Not too much, because I'm still obviously gonna be writing in the studio, this and that, but like not focused on a project. And I'm gonna focus on completing the book. So it's kind of like halfway done already. So like I said, in mid-September, once I release Legendary Legacy, I'm gonna just focus on finish writing the book. Actually, I could tell you. Let me see. I got it right here. The book.
How far done do you think it is?
It's about the book is about halfway done.
Like 50% done.
Yeah, it's called The Beginning of New Beginnings.
I like the title.
Yeah, and it's great. Like I could probably show you a little bit of the cover, like just a slow sneak peek.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's fire! How you got the moon in there?
You know what I mean? Like so working on that. And I'm also working on a documentary. So like I'm about to release a documentary kind of showcasing stories of my life, and I'm gonna show you like the actual blocks, the actual house party areas, like everything. So the book is not gonna have so much of like my documentary about me. It's mainly gonna be more of the knowledge and wisdom that I was able to capture during my life up to now. So like I feel like this is like a point in my life where now I want to let everything out, musically, mentally, emotionally, all that, spiritually, to then enter like another phase, which 2022 is going to be like a whole nother chapter, and from there sky's the limit. So yeah, the book is coming. I'm trying to release it by the end of this year, but like with everything going on, I'm really going to try my best to release it by the end of the year. But if not, it's coming out early next year, 2022. But I'm gonna do my best to release it this year, because 2021, I'm trying to stay on that grind. So
you will do your best.
Yeah,
I'll do my best.
You can't rush greatness, though. You can't rush greatness.
You can't. That's
now you can't. You can't. But you still gotta put that mindset to where I will get it done.
100% focus right there. I'm gonna get it done.
And one thing I learned about Moe D is if you see him with a fresh haircut, that means he's about to go shoot a music video. Which leads me into the question, not really a question, but I know you said you're shooting a video on the 21st of August, the 20th of August. Yep. When are we going to get these videos? What's the plan when it comes to like this rollout?
Yeah, so this rollout is all going to be based on, well, actually, I just recorded 2 videos for the Spanish project I just released, and I'm going to release those 2 videos within the next 2 weeks. And then I'm going to transition to August 20th, where I'm going to start working on the videos and the visuals for Legendary Legacy. So 2 videos, 20th, 21st. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm going to also do 2 videos on the same weekend again. So that's going to be 4 videos, which are all 4 going to come out sometime in September to follow with the album.
You're just dropping videos after videos at this point.
It's going crazy.
Everything. We're doing interviews, we're doing documentaries. Like I'm taking this shit serious.
Now listen, we look forward to, following his whole journey, including the book, including the, we don't know what he's gonna do in 2022. I can tell you that.
Right.
I'm already looking at him. I said, his wheels are spinning. He might shoot a whole movie, knowing Moe.
Right. He got mad rollouts ready.
But is there anything that we missed? Is there anything that we want the people to know that we didn't touch on?
I mean, aside from the music, I always like to talk about shit a little bit. Like, it's all about unity, right? I got my boy that started a brand called Inspired by Unity, which is becoming huge now. Just motivating each other, showing love to each other, showing respect. Like, I feel like those principles I always like to share in my interviews or whenever I'm out. I like to showcase those things, because the more we can remind ourselves that this is the type of way that we should be living and communicating with one another, then we're giving each other people like their space to show their authentic self. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like sometimes it gets into a bubble where, okay, this is hot right now, so everybody's doing that. Or oh, somebody's on this, so they jump on that. I'm like opposite. If a movie comes out and everybody's talking about it that week, I'm the type of dude that wants to see it like 3 weeks later when the hype is down.
Right.
Like I be trying to do the different shit what everybody else be doing. So yeah, so like I said, a lot of new shit coming out. I'm working on a lot, and I've never been more focused or serious in my life, man. So we ready, man. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, I love the energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't always find people, especially when you get people that's working hard, so they always like frustrated, right? When it comes to their career, where the energy you're sharing, the energy you're giving off is like super positive. So, you know, I appreciate that myself, and we definitely look forward to the, you know, watching your career grow and everything else that you got coming.
I appreciate that. And I remember when I went to shout out Hip Hop Mike, shout out you. When I went to perform in Queens, I don't know if you remember, but I was actually there, performed a couple joints when I went to perform out in Queens. And then Hip Hop Mike also showed up when I performed in Connecticut. So just you know, dabble that in there. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all. I see what y'all doing, and it's amazing. So just showing love to y'all and respect.
As always, I'm sure we'll be back outside doing more shows. So
yes, yes.
Coming
soon.
You got enough music to perform a couple shows, so we good.
Oh, for sure. Coming soon.
Moe D, DJ Drewski, Scotty Too Fly, the new movement. We here. We out.